have been talking about how Pierre is not a member of the WEF. His actual web page on the World Economic Forum was actually removed, but thanks to the Internet Archives, we are actually able to still see this website, as the Internet Archives all deleted websites, so that way we can see them even after they've been deleted. And this is his web page from the World Economic Forum, as it was before it was deleted. With Bill Gates in 2015 is Pierre from the Conservatives. Now, he says it's inspiring to hear Bill Gates talk about his work with PM Harper to save moms and newborns in developing countries. And I just want to let you guys know that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation was vaccinating people as far back as 2011. So people that say Pierre didn't know this was going on or Bill Gates was this type of person, he definitely knew. This was something the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation talked about for a very, very long time. They've been doing it for over a decade, vaccinating third world countries and causing more harm than good in most of these instances. Now, I have shown you pictures with Bill Gates in 2015. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation started vaccinating third world countries prior to 2010. This guy's a lifetime politician. He definitely knew what Bill Gates was up to in 2015 when he met him. I've also shown you guys his World Economic Forum page, which they have taken down themselves because they have chosen Pierre to be the next Prime Minister of Canada. I have some more information here, thanks to @Denise in Canada. And this is even more information proving Pierre is working for the World Economic Forum. So let's check this out.
This is Pierre. Pierre is the leadership candidate for the Conservative Party of Canada. And I'd like to know why Pierre's messaging doesn't clearly state that fact. This is John Baird. Fact: he is the national campaign co-chair for Pierre. John Baird was a recipient of a Young Global Leader Award from the World Economic Forum. Fact. Fact: John works with the Eurasia Group. Fact:
Come on, folks.
Gerald Butts works with the Eurasia Group. Fact: Ian Bremmer is the president of the Eurasia Group. Fact: Ian Bremmer is an agenda contributor at the World Economic Forum. Fact: in this tweet, Ian Bremmer seems to be calling President Trump a liar. And in this tweet, Ian Bremmer seems to think that DeSantis is just another President Trump, both in the same mold. Like, that's a bad thing. So now, I just have to ask, what the fact is going on?
This is some very, very great work by Denise in Canada. Her account is @Denise in Canada on Twitter. You guys should definitely check it out. She has done some amazing work. Pierre of the Conservative Party was talking about how Canada's vaccination rates were actually a failure, calling it the worst in the G7. So Pierre is definitely someone who has been pushing these vaccines on the Canadian public. So here he is. I've actually shared this video to my Facebook. He says Canada is losing, worst in the G7 on jobs, vaccines, and deficits. So he has repeated this stance the entire time in 2021. So I would just like to go over that and just show you that very quickly. Here is his tweets from Twitter. Here is him saying in February 24th, 2021, Canada's losing, worse than the G7 on vaccines. He repeats so many different things like this. Trudeau on vaccines is like the kid who keeps the whole family waiting for hours, then jumps in the car and screams, "What's the holdup? Move it." He has constantly ridiculed Justin Trudeau's lack of vaccines, the fact that he kept the border open too long, which is something that the Freedom Convoy was actually fighting for, to keep the border open, to stop these mandates. So it's interesting that he would show up to do a photo op for the one day, and in the entire time he was pushing these vaccines on the people.
Sat with Pierre many times. Pierre Poilievre, I told him he was full of shit, right to his face, and he is. He is. Pierre is the chosen one, the Trojan horse. Pierre's the Trojan horse, right? Because there hasn't been a fair election in this country for a long time. Because the World Economic Forum has been planning this thing for decades, right? For decades. So each candidate has to submit financial records. And so they went after Pierre's wife. And Pierre's wife just hired a whole bunch of lawyers to not see her tax returns. So they're not using Pierre, they're using the wife to filter the money, right? So I'm just putting it out there. It's out there, right? So we're fighting communists. We are fighting communists. And when you fight them, they don't fight fairly. They don't follow the rules.
Numerous people inside the government who are working for the World Economic Forum, and this has been going on for quite some time. It goes deep, folks. It's very, very deep. From premiers of the provinces to mayors of cities to different businesses.